Good morning, Facebook. This is Lori coming to you live from Lori's Wellness Loft. And my commitment to you is coming on live to give you little coaching gems that you could start using daily to live a happier, healthier life now. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I am a health and life coach. And I'm really stoked up today because tomorrow starts my live coaching class that I've invited all of you to several times, but I said, I'm gonna flip it today. And I'm going to talk about the class first, because I know sometimes people have to jump off, they're at work. Good morning, Wendy, how are you? Are you joining us for class tomorrow night? Anyway, I gave you a super offer, and I just wanna start by saying, here's the super offer. I am doing a 4-week coaching class where we're just going to gently lift the Band-Aid off of all of your emotional issues that are keeping you from realizing your goals. So I want you to think about like when you were little and you had a boo-boo on your knee and your mother didn't just rip it off, she just gently peeked under. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to slowly start the process, good morning, Brian, of exposing what it is that is keeping you stuck. What is it that's keeping you procrastinating? What's safe about being where you are right now? And that kind of sparked the whole this talk that was supposed to be happening yesterday. So here's the story of what happened yesterday. I was all ready to come in and do this talk on time management and how people constantly say, I don't have time. I don't have time for it. But honestly, guys, and this is what I tell people all the time, we all have time for what's important in our life, right? We all prioritize based on what we want most. And what is it, I'm asking all of you for input, what is it that you all think you want most in life? What do you think makes people do what they do? At the end of it all, what is the reason why we do it? Drop it below. Brian, why do you think? Wendy, why do you think we do what we do in life? And there's a little delay on the camera, so I'm going to answer it for you. Some people think it's power. Some people think it's money. Some people think it's freedom. Okay, it's all those things, but at the end, when you get all of those things, it's because it makes you happy. You believe all of your work in life is done because it's going to make you happy. So while I was getting ready yesterday, and Monday's my day off, and I kind of putz around and do all the projects I haven't done all week, I was sitting there and I said, you know what? I want to go visit my mother up in Cherrytown. She lives in Cherry Hill, and my kids always called it Cherrytown when we were little. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to the office. I'm going to go up to Cherrytown, and I'm going to visit my mother and have lunch with her. And we sat for 2 hours, and we just ate, and we had a good time, and we really enjoyed one another. And as I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, I'm like, she is a perfect example of what people are trying to create. Like, people are trying to create freedom and happiness and joy and just not giving a shit, I said it, what anybody thinks about them. And I remember we were out to dinner the other night and my daughter is in awe of my mother. My mother's like a unicorn for anybody who knows her. And my daughter, when we were saying goodbye the other night, she looked at her and she goes, Mina, you are majestic. And I looked at Ellie and I said, Mina is majestic, and I thought about it, and here is a woman who's in her 70s who doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks of her anymore. She just pursues what makes her happy, and that's what I want for all of you. We don't stop saying you're busy, Brian. You're not busy, you're being productive. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's a word I want you all to eliminate from your vocabulary. No one's allowed to say I'm busy. Anyway, this is a woman who it took her until she was in her 70s to live the life that we should be living right now. And that's why I threw down my keys yesterday and said, I'm going up to have lunch with my mother because that's what's going to make me happy. Anyway, so here are some tips that you can start applying right now that is going to help you not say to yourself, I'm busy. I don't want anybody to say I'm busy. Busyness is something that goes on in the mind. Okay, Ron, how are you? You are busy in your mind thinking about 99% of the time, thinking about what you should be doing, but you're avoiding doing because you're procrastinating, because you don't want to do it, okay? And the reason why you don't want to do it, there are so many reasons why. Normally, when you get down to the end of it, it's fear of failing is why you don't ever do it. You're fearing judgment. You're procrastinating because it's not going to be perfect. And I always tell people, be willing to do B+ work. Throw it out there. This is B+ work, guys. I research it. I write some scribbly, scrabbly notes, and I come on. It's B+. This is not perfection, but guess what, guys? It is putting me in front of you and giving you a message that if I would sit and perfect this, none of you would benefit at all. So be willing to do B+ work and correct it as you go. Number 2, I don't want anybody to say I'm busy. Saying I'm busy, and not to pick on Brian, I'm just so glad you said that because you helped me. Hello, Dom, how are you? Don't say I'm busy, okay? It's always a choice. You're not busy, and busy a lot of times is a way for a person to avoid. You know, if somebody says, hey, could you come over and help me with this? Or do you have time? I'm moving. Could you help me bring a truck over? Blah, 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 blah. The I'm busy is a quick response. Somebody invites you to a benefit. You don't want to go, I'm busy. You don't say I'm busy. You say, I'm sorry. I have other obligations. Or don't even say I'm sorry. I've already allocated my time to be elsewhere, but thank you for the invite, and maybe next time we can get together. Busyness is often what we're doing in our mind, just ruminating over thoughts about things that we think we should be doing, but we're not doing because we're afraid if we do it wrong, people are going to judge us, right? I've had so many people that are afraid to come in here and work out because we do have a big, giant picture window, and they're like, I don't want people to see me. I said, you don't want people to see you. Why? Because they're going to know I'm on a diet. And I go, yeah, what's the big deal? Well, what if I don't lose the weight? That's what is always at the end of it. So people see you at the grocery store. You're not ashamed. People see you at the diner eating food. You're not ashamed. Why would you be ashamed of people seeing you in a facility where you're working on yourself? People don't even want to go out for a walk because they're afraid by them walking down the road, people are going to look at them and say, oh, look, they're trying to lose weight and I know they're going to fail. No, guys, you know what? Nobody cares that much. Just start caring about you and forget about everybody else. Let all the judgers put all of their focus into judging themselves and worrying about themselves, okay? So, and lastly, you want to honor your commitment to you first and foremost. If I could have, like people ask you all the time, who's your target market? Who's the person you want to help? Tell me who your customer is. Guess who my customer is? My customer is the person who loves themselves enough that they're willing to push themselves to the front of the line and take care of their needs first. That's who I serve. But the thing is, Christy, are you in the parking lot? The door's open. But that person wasn't always the person to push themselves to the front of the line. That person was usually the person who put themselves on the back burner and took care of everyone else first. So if you are that person that is ready to push yourself to the front of the line and honor your commitment to self first and take little baby steps to gently peel off the bandage as to why you haven't done it in the past. This is a perfect opportunity. And if finance is the problem, the class is $97 for those of you who've gotten the emails and heard all of my other posts. If you have a financial issue that you cannot afford to pay the $97 up front, I will honor the cost of your copay. So if your copay is $20, if your copay is $50, if your whatever your copay is, I will welcome you to the class for the cost of your copay. You are welcome to join us for the entire course. If you don't like the course, if it wasn't amazing, beneficial, and life-changing, you walk away saying, Lori, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not paying you the rest. If you love the class, and I know you will, you just pay the remainder at the end, and you walk away with 4 weeks of amazing, life-changing content. And I'm telling you people, this is a course you're not going to want to miss. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please drop me a 1 in the comments below. If I lost you, please drop me a 2 in the comments below. And there's that little share button in the bottom corner of your screen. I would really appreciate in advance if you could share this on your timeline or share it in Messenger to your friends that you would like to accompany you on this journey to health and wellness. Have a happy Tuesday, and I will talk to you soon.